Namaste, welcome to Buddha's teaching. Today we're going to talk about one of the core teachings in Buddhism, dependent origination. This topic is very deep and is very profound in Buddha's teaching, and it is very unique. There is no other teaching anywhere else but in Buddhism. So this is what the Buddha discovered during the night of his enlightenment. So this is very foreign to a lot of people, and it's very probably new to a lot of people. For me, when I first encountered this teaching, this lesson, it was like something that is very difficult to understand, because I never seen this before. And the first time I hear about this and I looked into it, it was something that like hit you like a bam in the face. It's like, oh, what is this, right? So it is something very different, and that is something that is that requires us, the student, the practitioner who are interested in finding out what is going on, with themselves, with ourselves. So this is the core teaching that goes deep into within. Okay, so I don't expect anyone to understand this particular topic right away. For me, it took me multiple times to go over this very subject, right? And listen to many talks, do many readings and research and all that, on top of the lesson, in order for me to understand it. Okay, so yep, it requires effort. For some, it's of course it's easier than others. It depends on what kind of effort and the different abilities that we all have. So dependent origination. Okay, so dependent origination has 12 links. Okay, and the 12 link is sort of like the cycle of it sort of represents the cycle of samsara, the cycle that we are all caught up in. Okay, and it's also it's like a cycle of our mind, the way our mind process and how we show up, how we come to be, and how the mind comes to be. Okay, which we often confuse our mind with ourselves. Okay, with the self. So it's a cycle that shows how everything comes to be. This is a great discovery by the Buddha. Okay, so the 12 links of dependent origination is a cycle that keeps go on continuously, non-stop, right? It's endless. It just keeps moving, going on like in the circle. Okay, but it does have like sort of like the beginning of the link in a way. Okay, although the cycle has no beginning or no end, but there is a starting point somewhere in there, which is we call number one is ignorance, or avijja. Okay, avijja is the Pali language, and it is translated as ignorance. Okay, so ignorance is the root of all the creation, according to Buddha's teaching. is the root of everything that we come to be, we come to know, we come to experience, that we call life here. Avijja or ignorance is at the beginning, in a way, okay, it's the source of everything. So the source of our every experience, our life that we go through, up and down, the happiness, sadness, the suffering, and the joy, all that, everything is start with ignorance. And of course, ignorance is one of the three poisons that we have learned before. Okay, so ignorance is at the beginning, is at the very root of all. Okay, ignorance. So ignorance is, because of ignorance, we also have greed and anger, of course. Okay, so ignorance is the most profound root of what we call existence. Okay, so because of ignorance branch to mental formation, okay, which is number 2. The Pali word is sankhara. Okay, so avijja paccaya sankhara. It means, paccaya means because of ignorance, mental formation arise. Okay, if we are not ignorant, there wouldn't be any mental formation or no sankhara arise. So sankhara or mental formation arise based on ignorance. Okay, and we'll get into ignorance a little bit more later on. Okay, so when mental formation arise, or sankhara arise, it also gives or it feeds to the next one, number 3, which is consciousness, okay, or we call vijnana. Okay, and we have seen this before. Mental formation and consciousness is also explained in the 4 aggregates, right? The 4 that is out of 5 aggregates that I have covered in the previous episode. Sankhara or mental formation and consciousness, there is the 2 aggregates in the 4 aggregates that represent our mind, right? So if you did not get to see that one, go ahead and take a look at that also, at that episode about regarding the 5 aggregates. Okay, so consciousness arises because of mental formation. All right, so when consciousness arises, it also, now when we have consciousness, it also takes us to the next step, which is called mind and body. Okay, nama rupa. So picture this: when you sleep, when you're not conscious, okay, when we're not conscious, when we are fully asleep, we are not aware of our body and we are not aware of our mind. All right, mind and body is gone. Okay, mind and body is gone because our consciousness is not there. You see, when our consciousness is not there, there is no mind and there is no body. Okay, and so the rest doesn't happen because consciousness is not there. So consciousness has to be there in order to take you to the next link, which is mind and mind body, or nama rupa. Okay, so now that we get to nama rupa, and this of course happened very quickly, because of ignorance, we have mental formation, right? And then just boom, 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 like that. Okay, we get the full complete circle. Okay, so when mind and body arise, it gives off to the next link, or the next arising is the 6 sense basis. Okay, the 6 sense basis, of course, has to do with our 5 senses here, and the chitta or the mano, the sense number 6, right? The 6th sense. So the 6th sense arises because now that we have we become conscious of the body, and then the mind arise. Now it starts to have experience. Okay, and in order before that, before we get to experience things, so there has to be the sense doors, right? The sense door has to arise. So the sense door, we have 5 here: the eye, the ears, nose, tongues, taste, but the physical contact here, and the mind, the chitta itself arise. Okay, because there's mind and there's a body, so these 6 senses arise. Okay, so now that the 6 senses arise, which means that it's awake, now it's able to receive information. It's able to sort of like communicate. So that is number 6, right? Number 6 in the link of the dependent origination here. So when a 6th sense arises, now it has contact. Okay, it becomes awake, right? The body and the mind becomes awake. Now it has contact. All the 5 senses has contact with everything around us or within us physically, and the 6th sense has contact with the memory, all right, with sanya. Okay, so everything comes into contact. All right. So after we have contact, we go to the next link. We have feeling. All right, vedana, feeling, number 7. So as soon as we wake up, if you don't feel good, okay, I don't feel good. And if you feel normal, you feel okay, you're good. Or if you're happy or whatnot, you see, or depending on your mood and things like that. So now the feeling arise, right? After we, wake up, boom, now the feeling arise. Okay, that's called vedana. Okay, so after the feeling arise, the next link in the sequence is called craving. Now we develop like and dislike to what that feeling that the 6th sense are experiencing. Okay, so when the 6th sense experiencing whatever, like, dislike, or neutral, whatnot, it tends to create this craving, craving of being, feeling good, even feeling good, feeling happy. That is also a craving. Okay, that's all called tanha, right? So when that happens, we have what we call, and then the next step in the link is called clinging. Okay, so clinging is similar to tanha, to craving, but it has a stronger energy or stronger grip, okay, onto that feeling. Okay, this is where the sense of self I is being solidified. Okay, the sense of self I solidified. When you're happy, you at that moment, you right there, you say I'm happy, but you don't say out loud, but inside within you say okay, or not happy or whatever mood, that sense of I is rising. Okay, it's strong now. Okay, so because of that, the becoming, the number 10 link, number 10 is called becoming. It's becoming now. It's because of the strong clinging. The becoming is the showing up of the self I that I just mentioned. Okay, and this self I here give birth, takes us to birth, to what we call, in a way that we call life, kind of. Okay, because jati, chit or jati. Okay, it's like a new beginning, right? It's like a new, it's a new life that happens. Okay, when the self I is grabbing to that experience, and boom, there you are. Okay, now you're born. Okay, in a way it's like that. Now you're born. Okay, so once you're born, but this is a mental formation. Okay, in the experience that we have in our head, now that you're born, you say, okay, now I'm alive in a way. Okay, I'm born again. Okay, and of course when there is birth, and that's why if we look at the bigger cycle, because this link here is so profound, because it represents the small cycle as well as the big cycle that we're going through. Okay, and because of this birth, okay, there's aging and there's death right away. Okay, so in other words, now if we talk about the smallest cycle is so a one round of dependent origination, which happened at nanosecond. Okay, and as soon as birth arises, that experience, right? That experience is aging, and then once the experience age, it passes away. Okay, it passes away. So aging and then death. That's what happened here. Okay, but that happens so quickly, we are not aware of it. Okay, so that's what it means. In another word, birth and aging and death, that in this particular demonstration is that it happens so quickly and continuously all the time, but we are not aware of it, right? It's not just the big cycle that when we say, oh, when we born as a baby and all that, and that's a big cycle, right? That I'm talking about, the big cycle. But the big cycle is the accumulative of small cycle. Okay, the small cycle is spinning, all right? Ignorant, mental formation, consciousness, okay, mind, body, sixth sense, and then contact, right? Feeling, craving, clinging, becoming, and then birth, right? Birth and then aging and death. It's all of that happen so quickly, but then it keeps repeating. Okay, it keeps repeating because of the strong clinging. The mind keeps going. Okay, it's like a spinning atom. Okay, it spins so fast, the mind keeps going. So as it keeps going, it's building up, and it becomes bigger and bigger. It's like the body here, but eventually this body here goes through the bigger cycle. Okay, the reason that we go through this, because the physical body here has the support, right, of the substances here that we have, the flesh and bone and all that. So the support of that keep it in a bigger cycle than just a small cycle. Okay, I know it's difficult. It's nothing. It's not anything that is easy to understand. But so that's why I said, you need to figure out and study this for yourself, and meditate on it, ponder on it, and analyze on it, and dig deeper on it, for yourself also. But as we all know, aging and death happen not just one time. Okay, I mean, birth and death not just one time. Birth and death happens all the time right now. Okay, because everything happens so fast. Like I mentioned before, what you see a minute ago, right? So it goes through that cycle, the dependent origination, all the condition met. It happens and then it passes away. It happens, then it passes away, then it goes away. Okay, but it goes around like this very fast. Okay, so all the emotion that you have, the feeling that you have, or whatever, it happens and then it goes away. It happens and it goes away. But as it happens over and over and over again, it seems like a string, right? That's why we call it's a path of the mind The mind goes in a stream. Okay, the mind is a stream of consciousness. It's not just one consciousness. Okay, it's continuously going. Okay, so it's a stream of consciousness that keep going around and round and round. Okay, it's just like for example, you have an incense. You light up an incense, and the incense is burning with the red burning at the tip over here, right? So the incense is like this. It's burning, and you see one red dot. Okay, but if you twist it very fast, you're gonna see a circle of a red burning fire in a way, right? You see one circle, but does the circle exist? No, the circle does not exist. It's only that one burn incense, right? The one burn incense that we move it so fast, it looks like there's a circle of burning red thing there. Okay, but at actuality, there's only one incense. So it's the same thing. Our mind is like that. Okay, when it arises, but it passes away. Okay, it goes to the next one, but because it keeps clinging, the mind keeps going like this. Okay, keep going like that. So it spins. All right, it keeps spinning, and for us, because it spins so fast, all right, all this phenomenon happens so fast, it looks solid. It looks like there's something there. Okay, so when it looks like something there, that is what we call the self-I. Okay, and we refer to that circle of fire, or of the incense, as an I. Okay, the circle of our consciousness, we refer to it as I. Okay, but in actuality, that circle does not exist. Okay, the I does not exist. Okay, that's what it comes down to, right? And that is what ignorance is. We are ignorant of this circle. Okay, the circle goes like this. It's because of that, because of our ignorance of this circle, we say that I exist. Okay, the existence here, because the I am. Okay, what you mean that I don't exist? I'm really right here. But the ultimate reality is that the circle of that incense fire, the incense burning, does not exist. It's an illusion. It looks like it exists. When you spin it fast enough, it looks like it exists. All this here, what you experience, it spins so fast. You and I, it looks like we all exist. We are doing things and all that, right? The feeling and all that looks like there's existence here, but in actuality, there isn't. Okay, that's why ignorance is at the base of our existence. That is, ignorance is the root cause of what is that we experience. Okay, if we don't just it's impossible for us, okay, to just say that just is. Everything is just is. It's not possible for us to do that. Okay, we develop the self-I, the self-thinking I. Okay, so when we develop our self-thinking I, we develop clinging, right? And when we develop our clinging, our attachment, our desire, and we of course develop discrimination, we develop our prejudice, we develop identity, right? And we develop hatred and all that. Okay, we develop anger and so on and so forth. Because why? Because of the self-I. All right, because of the self-I, and that is why. Well, because the reason that the Buddha left the palace is to look for the root cause about aging and death, right? Because as we know, the 4 experiences that the Buddha encountered when he was still a lay person, a prince in a castle, and when he ventured out from the castle, he, he met old people, people who were sick, and then there's dying people, aging, and then death. So he want to go out and find out what is the cause of aging and death. Okay, so he found the answer. Right? He said, "Oh, aging and death." So now he goes back. After he discovered this, he think it forward, and then he think it backward and forward, backward, analyze it, to make sure that he has discovered everything and nothing left behind. Right? So the 12 links are, so we start with ignorance. Okay, avijja, paccaya, sankhara. Ignorance leads to mental formation. Mental formation leads to consciousness. Consciousness leads to mind body. Mind body leads to 6 sense bases. 6 sense bases leads to contact. Contact leads to feeling. Feeling leads to craving. Craving leads to clinging. Clinging leads to becoming, and becoming leads to birth. Birth leads to aging and death. And aging and death, because of ignorance, we go around the cycle again. Right? So because of that, the Buddha said, okay, so in order to avoid aging and death, all right, in order to avoid aging and death, what it needs to happen. So the Buddha reversed the cycle. In order to not having aging, not having death, so birth has to be eradicated. All right. So because birth gives give the lead to aging and death. So in order to not to have aging and death, then we cannot have birth. Okay, if we eliminate birth, then there is no aging and death because there is no birth. Okay, and then the Buddha goes back again. Okay, so what is that to eradicate birth in order not to have birth? In order not to have birth, then we eliminate the becoming. Okay, the formation of this self, the self I into the world, right? That we look at ourselves as. So we eliminate what is becoming. So becoming is like a view in a way. Okay, we are becoming, the I is a view. So we eliminate that becoming view. So, and then how do we eliminate the becoming view? Oh, because the becoming view happen because we have this clinging to the view. So we need to eliminate clinging. Okay, so we go backward now, and then so how do we eliminate this strong clinging? Oh well, to eliminate this strong clinging, okay, upatin or upadana. Okay, to eliminate this clinging that we are clinging on, we have to let go, right? Learn how to let go. So what is it that we're letting go? We need to let go of our craving. Okay, tanaha. We need to let go of those desires, the tanaha, right? That give birth to all kinds of agitation and upset, frustration that we have, and all the greed and all that. So that is what causes clinging. So we need to let go of craving. So and then the Buddha said again. So what start the craving? What enable craving? Craving arises because there's feeling. Okay, feeling of oh yeah, feel good, comfortable, or feeling happy, or feeling sad. All those feelings is the source of craving. So if we eliminate feeling, eliminate Vedana, then there wouldn't be craving. See, now we're going backward. And then the next step back is that, okay, so what enable, what is gives feeling the rise, right? What produce feeling? Oh, it's because there's contact, right? If we have no contact, we wouldn't have any feeling. So there has to be contact, hot, cold, and all that stuff. So when there's contact, then we have feeling. Oh, of course, okay, so there's contact, okay? So we need to eliminate contact then, right? So how do we eliminate contact? Okay, what is contact? What the contact happen is because of the six senses, right? When there are six senses, then there's contact. So if there's no six senses, there's no contact, right? There's no contact because there's no six senses. Okay, so then, okay, so if there's no six senses, there's no contact. So, but what gives rise to six senses? Oh, the body and the mind. Okay, so the mind and the body is the source of the six senses. Right, the body and the mind arise, then the six senses arise. So if there's no body and mind, there's no six senses, right? The eye, the ear, nose, and all that. If there's no body, there's none of that. Okay, just like the little, let's say at the beginning, when the little sperm that there's no five sense in there. Okay, there's one, the sense number six there, but right there, there's only one. There's no eye, no ear, no nose, taste bud, or anything like that. The physical body itself does not really have that tactile sensation. Okay, so at that point now, number 4, nama rupa, the mind and body. So the mind and the body is the source of the sixth sense. Okay, so and then we go back again. The Buddha go back again. Okay, what gives rise to mind and body? How do we get to know? Okay, there's a mind and body because we become conscious. Right? When we become conscious, we become aware of the mind and the body. Okay, so consciousness arises. Okay, because like if you're not conscious, so let's say somebody who is drunk or under the anesthesia, there's no consciousness, then there's no feeling, right? There's no awareness of the mind or the body. Okay, so consciousness, because of consciousness, it gives rise to the body, right? So okay, so there's consciousness as the source, right? So we go back, okay, so how is it that we not have consciousness? Then because we all know consciousness arises because of a mental formation. Okay, and the mental formation arises because of ignorance. Right? So we're back to the square one. Oh, okay, so ignorance is at the root. Okay, because of our ignorance. And what is ignorance? It's the ignorance of all this cycle here that we identify ourselves as I. Okay, so that is our very own ignorance, and because of that, suffering arises, and because of that, life, arises. The mind is a form of energy. We have to all understand that, and the mind keeps going, clinging on. Okay, and it continue in the cycle. Okay, and so all of this happen. When this happen, when this happen, this happen. When this happen, this happen. When this happen, this happen. The cycle continue like this. Okay, and it go on and on and on. And that is a cycle of dependent origination. And because of that, and when the Buddha realized, okay, the base is the ignorance, and to find out it's because the root of our not knowing. Because of not knowing, we become. Okay, once there's a knowing, there's no more ignorance, then there is no becoming. Okay, I hope you got that one. So that is dependent origination that I like to share with you all today, and I encourage you all to look into it, because this is probably, if not the most profound, is one of the deep teaching that show about the inside here, okay, about the becoming of who we are, okay, and it goes deeper as in within us, look into us, and you can draw this experience on your own. Let's say when you go to sleep, okay, when you during this deep sleep, where you at, okay, whether there's a cell I in there somewhere or no, whether there's an I sleeping or what is sleeping, and when you wake up, what is, who wakes up, okay, is it you do the wake up, or what wakes up, or who wakes up, okay, that has all has to do with this dependent origination. Okay, so that's what I like to share with y'all today. Until next time, I like to pay respect to the triple gems. I like to pay respect to the Buddha. I like to pay respect to the Dharma, and I like to pay respect to the Sangha. Namaste.